What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and after years of the mainstream media trying to tell you that this would never happen, after years of arguing, years of fighting, and years of fans never giving up, there is no denying it at this point. Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut, is coming to HBO Max. We now have an official release date along with a bunch of official posters, and just like so many other things that Zack Snyder's done related to this movie, it is more than just posters. It has a double meaning, just like so many things in this movement and about this movie. But why don't we just go take a look at it? Because we do have the man himself, Zack Snyder, tweeting out 3 official posters along with that thing that everyone has been wondering, the release date. And you can see from right here, streaming 3/18/21 on HBO Max. So Zack Snyder's Justice League will be released on March 18th. That date was floating out there for a while from multiple people, whether it was Cultured Nerd, whether it was Grace Randolph. A lot of people had said target that, between the 18th and the 20th, right around that date. And it certainly seems like they were right. March 18th, Zack Snyder's Justice League will be streaming. And it should be noted, he tweeted out these 3 images. So, Fallen, hashtag Snyder Cut. Now, the fact that he used Snyder Cut, I did think was very interesting. That is obviously the hashtag that started it all. Before we found that it was going to be officially called Zack Snyder's Justice League, now, he's going back to it, going back to what made this thing happen, the fans in the first place. Hashtag Snyder Cut. So, Fallen, right? And when you think about these posters, not only does it describe Justice League, the movie, but it also describes the fandom, right? What happened with this movie. Take a look. Fallen. And then Risen, this obvious homage to Death of Superman with Justice League, the torn flag on top of all the rubble with the city in the background. And, even Dan Jurgens himself, right? Notice that. He says flattered, right? Because that is such an obvious homage to the Death of Superman. Right there with that Superman cape that is torn, looking like a flag in the rubble with the city in the background. An absolutely iconic image. And of course, that's part of what Zack Snyder's and Superman's story is in Justice League, right? We had the death of Superman in Batman v Superman. Now we're going to hear the story about how he is risen. And not only just risen, like Zack Snyder says, but also reborn. And now, with the reborn comes the Justice League reels. The things that people said did not exist until Zack Snyder actually showed them himself. That, hey, just so you know, I have the original footage. I have these reels. I have it. It is real. Of course it exists. And, that definitely describes the fandom and this movie in general in a way, right? Because, we were told it didn't exist. It would never happen. It wasn't possible. Then, of course, we get told all of a sudden that, Zack Snyder, he does have it, and HBO Max is going to let him put it on their platform. Warner Brothers is going to let it release on HBO Max. And, of course, we've got a little bit of tweaks. We've got the couple of re-voiceovers, the about 3 minutes of additional footage that they shot, and this movie truly is reborn. That is a great way to describe it. And Zack Snyder always won for these different little cues, the double meanings of everything that he does, especially surrounding this movie. I can't wait. You guys know that I am a huge fan of Zack Snyder's DCU. I do know that it's not for everyone. I acknowledge that. I get in a lot of arguments about this stuff. And, to me, especially with comic books, one of the great things about the comic book fandom is that we all have different favorite iterations of our character, and even if it's a different iteration, we have different stories that we prefer better, or different artists or authors that are working on these books. That has always been something in comic book fandom. You can sit there and argue for hours and hours about who the best Robin is and who your favorite is and why. That is comic book fandom. That is so many of these geek and nerd fandoms in a lot of ways. So I have really enjoyed a lot of the things that Zack Snyder has wanted to do in his visions. I cannot wait to see Darkseid and Desaad and Steppenwolf the way he was supposed to be made, not this abomination that we got in Justice League. If you're not aware, I know we're already like 5 minutes into the video at this point, but if you're not aware of what happened, during the making of Justice League, Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide, right? An absolutely tragic loss for the Snyder family. And Zack Snyder was then asked to come back to Warner Brothers to essentially chop up and reshoot his entire movie. The entire movie that he made, because they didn't want it to be too dark. They wanted to change it. They wanted to make it like Marvel's Avengers light. And Zack Snyder said, listen, I don't have the energy for that. I'm not going to tear my own movie apart when I'm going through this. So they brought in Joss Whedon to replace him. Joss Whedon reshot nearly the entire movie. Only about 15% of what you saw in the theatrical version of Justice League was originally shot by Zack Snyder. That is the level to which this movie was absolutely bastardized. Now we are about to get a 4-hour movie releasing on HBO Max, which is exactly what he wanted to do from the very beginning. This is Zack Snyder's vision, and we will finally get to see it. Now, whether you love it or hate it, that's up to you, but you can't deny the impact that the fans have had in making this happen. And that is something that Zack Snyder has been always very vocal about the fans and how it was the fans that made this happen, because without their belief, without their commitment, it never would have happened. And I do think it's interesting to see, everybody coming out as well and supporting this. HBO Max, right? Zack Snyder's Justice League premieres March 18th exclusively on HBO Max using that hashtag Snyder Cut. Again, I do think that is very important. AT&T as well. On March 18th, HBO Max will deliver a hashtag Snyder Cut experience more powerful than a locomotive. And then even Warner Media shouting it out. Now, with all of the drama that has been going around behind the scenes of these people that some of them want it to happen, some of them don't, Warner Media, AT&T, HBO Max, all these different parties involved, they're all promoting it, and I think that is an absolutely great thing. I think that's exactly what should happen. So I personally cannot wait for March 18th to see. I love the symbolism of so many of the things that Zack Snyder does, especially with these black and white posters. And apparently, there's a rumor that we may be getting the final trailer on Valentine's Day. So, keep tuned in to the 14th of February. And of course, there's a worldwide training event, I believe, on Sunday for Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's just going to be hyped to the moon now with this announcement. It gets trending all the time anyway, but a worldwide planned event, I'm sure it's going to be crazy. But let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Are you excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League? Even if you hate Zack Snyder's movies, can you at least understand and appreciate maybe what the fandom did and how they made this happen? Let me know in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.